everyone, Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review of Lilo and Stitch #1 from Dynamite, from their Disney line of comics. But let's take a look at the creative team before we get into this book. This book is written by a favorite writer of mine and the channel, GREG PAK, with art by GIULIA Giacomino and Jeff Eckleberry on letters. Now, I'm not familiar with Giacomino, uh, but I really appreciate when an artist not only finds a way to make the art feel very similar to the original material, but still kind of add their own twist. We'll talk about that when we look at some of the preview art. So get ready for a new adventure with Lilo and Stitch as the irrepressible pair launch their very first ongoing comic series, brought to you by superstar writer GREG PAK, who you may have read from Darth Vader, Mech Cadets, Planet Hulk, World War Hulk. Like, GREG PAK has been around the block making comics for a long time, and I'm just such a big fan. And when I saw that his name was on this book, I knew I had to check it out. So we appreciate our friends over at Dynamite for sending us a review copy. And like I said, I'm very excited to get introduced to a new artist and GIULIA Giacomino. So in this book, life seems to have calmed down for Experiment 626 and his new family on Earth, at least until the evil aliens come hunting for everyone's favorite blue fur troublemaker. The kicker? They're using giant robots that are powered by Stitch's own DNA. Will Lilo's beloved pet be able to take on these villains and lead them away from his adopted planet and loved ones? And even if he succeeds, will he be able to find his way back home? Um, so I will start with saying this. I've actually never seen Lilo and Stitch, and I was a little hesitant going into this book that I would be lost, because, like I said, I haven't seen the film. But actually, there's a couple of pages in this issue where Pac and Giancomino do a very good job of giving you, within 2 pages, the overarching beats of the film, so that you're caught up with everything. Like, of course, it doesn't go into all the details and all the nuances, but you get enough there. It's almost as if you kind of went back and read it on Wikipedia, but it's done so much better because you get to see the way it's presented. It's in a really fun way. And the device used for this kind of update and catch up of the original story is really fun. So so even if you've never seen the film, I think this is something you can get into. Now, before we look at the art, I don't have any preview art myself, but the people over at Adventures in Poor Taste had an exclusive. So I used some of that art that I'll be showing you, so you'll be able to see them. I don't mind promoting their website because I think it's a very cool website for comics. There's a lot of really cool people over there. So yeah, all these art previews come from their exclusive for this book. So let's take a look at some of that art. And as you can see here, the evil robots right away. You immediately kind of know that they're evil because the little squinty eye, like, it's all these little details, right? They're kind of shaped like sharks, which is already kind of if you know Lilo and Stitch, they're of course water, and they live in a close to a water environment because they live on an island. So of course sharks are always going to be like kind of a danger to them, which is a really fun design for these robots. Like, just all these little clues to let you know that, hey, these are the bad guys and they're up to no good. So of course, I just love how efficient the art and the storytelling is here. And then we catch up with our protagonist as they are up to no good, no shenanigans. As really, this almost feels like it could be an episode. I don't know if there was a TV show for Lilo and Stitch, but if there was, I imagine this is the feel that it would have. But yeah, just very interesting. You kind of get an idea of everyone's personality in the first few pages. And of course, dealing with an alien, I'm sure that it can be a little tough. So overall, I enjoyed this book. I think I'm going to stay reading in the next few chapters just to figure out where the story's going, because GREG PAK does a really interesting thing that he separates our protagonists and they kind of have to go on their own little adventure, or at least that's what it feels like after the first issue. And I think that's very smart because we've seen what they can do when they work together if you've seen the film. Now let's see what they can do when they are separated. I think that's a different, interesting new challenge. But the book is a lot of fun. Like, I don't think this is gonna be end up being like something super serious or super sad. So I highly, highly recommend that you check this out. And of course, it is a Dynamite book, so there are plenty of variant covers that you can check out. I left some of my favorite ones at the end of the video. Stay tuned for that. So, if you have read this book, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, remember that our members of the channel get to watch a lot of these videos first. So make sure to check that out. All the details are in our page. And of course, if you can't help out that way, you can always support the channel by leaving a comment, sharing, like, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff, and make sure to ring that bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned because we have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, live streams, and all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.